And welcome back, YouTube. This is Booster Box Buster here with another video. And today's video is something truly fantastic. Hailing from the iconic Street Fighter franchise, presented in 1/4 scale, made in a mixed media style, from the company Pop Culture Shock, we have the one, the only Cammy video game figure review. Now, this is actually the very first 1/4 scale that they've done of Cammy. They've made 3 different variants, I believe, total. We have this one, we have one from her Street Fighter V appearance, and we have one which was released rather recently of Cammy and M. Bison's gear, which is pretty cool, honestly. I kind of want that one, but it's also kind of getting hard to find, so it is what it is. If I can find it at a good deal, I'll probably pick it up. And I know recently, I think they just announced 1/3 scale statues of Cammy that are supposed to be coming out, and those look really nice, but those are going to be pricey, so probably going to be staying away from those. But enough about that. Let's get on to the figure itself. So when you initially receive Cammy, she will come with 3 parts. The main cast is actually one whole part, including the base and her character model. The only 2 separate parts are actually her hair braids, which are attached with strong magnets to the back of her hair. I will share that with you. They easily snap on and off, and one really cool thing about them is they're semi-flexible, so you can kind of mold them to a position that you prefer. So if this particular setup doesn't suit you, you can actually bend it around a little bit to get it to a hairstyle that you would like to have instead. For specs, she stands roughly 17 inches tall. I'd probably make sure I have at least 17.5 inches of clearance from bottom of base to the top of her hat. And she, for being a tall figure, she's not super wide. It, doesn't take up a lot of space. I'd say you probably need at least, probably about 8 inches or so, and that should be plenty enough room. So with that out of the way, let's actually get to the figure itself. Now, the mixed media portion of this only affects her actual outfit here, which probably is cast offable, but I would probably not recommend it because you will damage the actual figure itself, and I'm willing to bet that they probably didn't paint any necessary details underneath the actual outfit. I'm not going to check. You can check if you have one, but be warned, you will probably damage the value of your particular piece. They probably could have done her arm gauntlets, her hat, and boots mixed media, but I'll get into why they probably didn't do that as part of the review goes on. So we're going to start with the base, just the classic Pop Culture Shock black base, no frills, but at the same time, it does the job. Would always love to have some sort of plaque just so people not familiar with the character can see, oh, that's Cammy from Street Fighter. Now they know who they are. So the boots, the reason I think the boots are not mixed media at all is for stability of the actual figure. If the boots were mixed media, you would lose a lot of support on the base of the boots, and I think that that would just uh, lead to potential leaning issues with this figure and potential breakage, and you definitely don't want to break this fantastic figure of Cammy. They are her green army boots, all laced up with the same material that's they didn't mix mediate up here. Very nice, very simple. She appears to be wearing some sort of red socks. That's a nice little touch there. Or maybe it's some sort of like extra little guard that the is on the lining of the inside of the boot that just raises up a little bit past the boot, if you guys understand what I'm talking about. Of course, she's wearing those, I was never sure if it was see-through or skin-colored tights with the green army splotches on it. Kind of cool. In this particular figure, they did not make it tights, they just made it painted straight on the figure itself, which, once again, could be what the Cammy does. It just might be like some army splotches on there, like camouflage. Of course, you have her outfit up here, which is just a very nice green fabric with the little red triangle on it. The gauntlets are very well made. Almost remind me of like an Iron Man arm. It's pretty cool, if you ask me. Her fingers are all there, and honestly, her right hand looks really well done. And her left hand is kind of behind her back, giving the peace sign. Oh wait, no, not the peace sign, sorry. It's like a... Is that like a... some sort of army sign I'm not 100% familiar with? Either way, it is displayed there. They could have gone mixed media on the gauntlets, but they probably didn't want metal rubbing up against the statue itself, so I can understand that. Her hair, honestly, the braids are really well done. You don't see a lot of good hair in any figures, but her hair here is really well done. At least for the braids. The top where it kind of all meets up doesn't look that great, but I come to expect that with most figures nowadays. Her pose is really cool. Looks like she just got done like out of a jump, kind of rose up and is kind of doing that pose. Almost like a victory pose from like Street Fighter 4 or something like that. And of course, her hat at the top is pretty well detailed. Just a simple red hat with that little logo right on the top. Once again, they could have done mixed media, but I think that's pretty understandable why they didn't. It's very easy for it to fall off if it was an actual fabric hat. Now, with that said, we're going to take a quick, closer look at Cammy. So we're going to go handheld. And take a look at her face and kind of do like a full body close-up as well. So here is Cammy's face. Her eyes are aligned well. They're both kind of darting off to her left, kind of like behind her. I will say this, a lot of anime figure companies can never get the mouth right, especially when they have lips. Pop Culture Shock does a really good job with lips. That looks really, really well done. Her nose is well bridged. Her eyebrows are very well animated. Her ears look like actual human ears. And I love the little marking, little scar here that she has on her left cheek. One note, I did get this at a discount, a little bit of a discount, because her top of her hairpiece was broken off, but honestly that's a real easy glue fix. And other than that, everything about this particular statue I think is really good. Her eyes look pretty well done, her mouth is really well painted, nose is bridged correctly, the scar is really good. Honestly, this is a really, really good figure, and I really, really am happy to own it. Let's just get a couple of close body shots here. I gotta say, this is probably my favorite quarter scale figure that I have in my collection as of yet. I really would like to get the Cammy and M. Bison gear, but I know that that's quite expensive. And that might be for a different time. Is she giving the peace sign there? Is that yeah, okay, that is the peace sign. Okay, my confusion, it just looked quite a wide gap in between those two fingers for it to be the peace sign. One last close-up shot. And there we go. Alright. Let's get this back. So overall, I am super excited to add this to my collection. If you're able to find one for a halfway reasonable price, I definitely recommend picking it up, especially if you are a Cammy fan, a Street Fighter fan, or anywhere in between. This definitely deserves to go in your collection. I would definitely rate this a solid 8.5. No, I'm going to go 9. I'm going to go a 9 out of 10. I love this figure. It is fantastic. Even with the broken hairpiece, it is excellent. I'm not going to lie, when I first saw this figure, I thought the face kind of put me off, but it really grew on me, especially when I had it in person. I was like, this face looks a lot better in person than it does in photos. So, final verdict, a solid 9 out of 10. Could always have room for improvement. The face is a little bit off. But, yeah, other than that, I absolutely love this figure. Until next time, this has been Booster Box Buster. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see future content like this. Both of those things really help the channel out a lot. Please let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below, and if you want to see a past video on the channel, it should be appearing right about now, or maybe it already has appeared. Until next time, this has been Booster Box Buster. Hope you enjoyed the video, and all I have to say is peace.